All right, for today, we are looking at the stock market ticker. So like I put a screenshot up here, like all of this craziness that runs across, if you ever see that on TV and you're like, what the heck is all of that? That's the ticker. Okay, so we're gonna look and see like what all of that means today and how you read that. It's really not that bad. All right, so first thing, stock information transmission machine invented by Thomas Edison is the stock ticker. Thomas Edison actually invented that. Obviously, we have a nice digital version that we see running all the time. He didn't do the digital version, but he actually created the first machine for that. And then the stock symbol or ticker symbol, you can call it either way, and you guys had to look those up on Friday when you were doing your stocks. That's the letter or letters used to identify a corporation whose shares are traded on the stock market. If they are traded on the New York Stock Exchange, they'll have 1, 2, or 3 letter symbols. NASDAQ used to be you had to have 4 until recently they've changed that so that you can actually, if you switch from New York where you had a 1, 2, or 3 letter and you switch to NASDAQ, you can now keep your symbol. But they used to make you have to have 4. So, but if you see 4, you know it's not on New York Stock Exchange, it's on NASDAQ. So what were some of the fun ones that you guys found on Friday? Like remember Harley Davidson, I know as Hog. Didn't somebody else find a really funny one? That was at Cedar Point was fun. That's their ticker symbol's fun. But yeah, some of them are really creative for how they put those. All right, the number of shares traded in a single transaction is your trading volume. And they, of course, with a ticker symbol, they try to abbreviate things as much as possible so that it can be condensed. So if you look down here, shares traded, or that's their volume, it says 5K. What's 5K mean? That's 5,000 shares. So like 10K is 10,000, 10M would be 10 million, 10B is 10 billion. So I put those up there so you can kind of see and have your reference for how many zeros is in the number if you're not sure, because you're going to have to do some conversions a little later. Price per share is your trading price. And a lot of times they show it with an @ symbol. So if you look at the ticker down here, any guess MSFT, what that probably stands for? Yeah, that's Microsoft. Yeah. So Microsoft, in this one they sold 5,000 shares at $61.25 per share. Could you figure out how much money they spent? Yeah, you would just multiply 5,000 times that. They spent a lot, right? But like that's how you would do that. So they bought 5,000 shares for $61.25 per share. And then this little arrow, that is a directional arrow. And sometimes they actually look like arrows. A lot of times they look like just little triangles. You can see which one's up or down. But it compares the sale to the previous day's closing price. So in order for this one, Microsoft sold for $61.25 per share. That was down $1.35 from yesterday. So how much was it sold for at close? Could you figure that out? 62.60? Yeah. Right, yesterday, this is down $1.35 from yesterday, so if I add that back on, I can tell you what yesterday's closing price was. Okay, but this is like what people watch all the time, and they're all constantly like, Haley, you said your dad watches stock market all the time, right? He's watching those arrows, right? Is it going up or is it going down? Finding out, is your value going, are you making money or are you losing money? All right, so number 1, Marcy is following the stock market ticker scrolling across the bottom of her TV screen on cable business station. She had purchased some shares of Visa last week and is interested in seeing if there's any current trades. She knows that Visa has this ticker symbol of V. She saw the following information. So V12K at 87.37, an up arrow 0.12. What can she learn just from reading that? All right, Hunter, what do you think that means? Okay, like read it to me from like left to right. Like how would you read that? Well, Hunter, go. Hunter, so what's the V stand for? Somebody help him out. What's V? That's Visa. So Visa sold how many shares? 12,000 shares. At how much per share? $87.37 per share. Oops. What's the little arrow mean? Yep. Which is 12 cents more than yesterday. So was it a huge improvement? No, I mean, it went up 12 cents, but not huge, but it did go up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why some people like panic and sell right away if it seems to drop, but sometimes people decide to hold on and wait. So like, it'll come back. And they just wait for it to come back higher than what they bought it for. Yeah. Well, because sometimes stocks drop rapidly and they don't rebound. So if like the company like goes out of business and you still have shares in it, you just lost a lot of money. Yeah. Yes. Right. If I only had one share, I would have made 12 cents if I would sell. Woohoo! Made 12 cents. But you know what I mean? That's what you gotta think about. So like for her, 12,000 shares, 12,000 times 12 cents, will tell you how much money she's made if she would sell today. Now that's only if you sell that you're making money. Just having them doesn't put money in your bank account. It's only when you sell it. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think you have to wait for someone to want to buy it. But granted, there's brokers out there that are watching that and making those trades happen constantly. Like you can set like your limit. Like let's say you want to sell and you're like, I want to sell when the price hits, like if this was you might be like, I want to sell when the price hits $88. So if it continues to go up a little bit today, and as soon as it hits $88, it's going to sell it for you to someone else. Mm-hmm. I think pretty quickly usually. Yeah. I don't know all the fine details on that. I'm not a stock market person. I know basics. Number 2, Kevin. Look, Kevin, put your phone away. Kevin knows that General Electric has the ticker symbol GE. What can Kevin learn from the following line of symbols? Kevin, would you like to tell me, since this is your problem? What's GE stand for? All right, so General Electric. Sold how many shares? 12,000 shares. For how much? Per share. Which is that up or down? Which is down, how much? Good, 55 cents from yesterday. So General Electric on that one, it went down in value. So, but again, depending whether you make or lose money depends on how much you paid for it when you originally bought it, and then how much it sold for when you sell it. So we have 2 more sections after today to learn, and we will talk about like figuring out how much you made or how much you lost based on that from when you bought it and when you sold it. Today's focus is just this ticker stuff. Number 3, Tom needed money for graduate school tuition. He called his broker and asked her to sell all 3,000 shares of his Coca-Cola on Wednesday as soon as the trading price hit $57 per share. So there we go, just like I had mentioned to Nathan, right? Like you can set it and it hits a certain price, I want you to sell. Or if it hits a certain price, I'm going to buy. So you can kind of set that up. That way you don't have to necessarily watch it constantly. Tom knew that Coca-Cola closed at $57.25 on Tuesday. How will his trade appear on the ticker? Okay, so when we're going through here, we write down first what stock it is. So it's KO. How many shares does he have? 3K, right? It's 3,000, so that's 3K. At how much does he want to sell it for? 57. Is that up or down from yesterday? Down. Tuesday was 57.25. He wants to sell at 57. So that will be down. You can draw the little triangle. You can draw me a down arrow. I don't care. Which is down how much from yesterday? 0.25. So that's what his would look like running across the ticker if he sells at that price.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's not hard to read. You just need someone to tell you what to do with it, right? Yeah, because otherwise, if you first look at that, you were like, what the heck is that stuff? What would be the previous day's close for a share of Coca-Cola if the ticker had read that? It'd be up by 25 cents, which would mean the previous day was at 57.25. Yeah, so that up and down arrow and the price is from the previous day's closing price. So you either add or subtract it, do the opposite of it to figure out what it's doing. Oh, hold on a minute. We actually did this backwards. Sorry, we did this backwards. I need to stop listening to you guys. $56.75. There it is. $57 is up 25 cents from yesterday. So you had to subtract 25 cents to take it back yesterday. Always do the opposite of the arrow. Sorry about that. I just listened to you guys and didn't pay attention. All right, we okay there, Nathan? $57. If you set that, it depends how you set it up. Like if you said I'll sell when it hits 57 or more, then yeah. But you have to be specific when you set that sale up. Anything else? You good? All right. So the total value of a trade, is determined by multiplying the number of shares traded by the trading price, which we already kind of talked about. This value, though, does not include any fees. We have another section talking about fees, okay? So, but right now we're just talking about straight value without my fees taken out of it. So Tony purchased 15,000 shares of stock at Target Corporation at $54.88 per share. Her trade appeared on the stock ticker like that. What was the total value of her trade? So how many shares did she trade? That's 15,000. And how much did she trade each share for? $54.88. The fact that it is up 17 cents, does that really matter in this problem? No. I didn't ask anything about yesterday or anything like that, so it's okay. So we just multiply 15,000 times 54.88. So $823,200. Holy smokes, somebody's got some money. But yeah, so she purchased those. Man, who's got that kind of cash floating around? Not me. All right, number 6. Suppose Tony made her purchase at the previous day's closing price. What would have been the difference between the values of the trade? So yeah, what was yesterday? What'd you say? 54.71. Okay, so again, just to recap how she figured that out. If it says that this price was up 17 cents from yesterday, subtract 17 cents from this to bring it to yesterday. You always do the opposite of what that arrow is to go back to the day before. So this was yesterday's price. And then, so if she did it yesterday, it's still 15,000 shares. So we'll multiply that by 15,000. So $820,650. Good. Yep, and just subtract those. So 200 minus 820,650. So it's a difference of $2,550. So she could have saved over $2,500 if she had bought it yesterday versus today. So does it make a big difference when you buy? Yeah. You always want to buy when it's low and sell when it's high, right? That's what you're always aiming for. That doesn't always happen, but that's always the goal. Questions on how we figured out yesterday's? Got the value, then how we found the difference? Good. We can multiply and add and subtract. Yeah. What do you think the company's going to do? Like Haley had texted her dad on Friday kind of figuring out like what stocks she could do, and her dad suggested a solar company because a law is changing in California that's going to require all houses to have solar power on their house. So her dad's like, you should probably invest in a solar company because that's going to go up because of that new law. But again, is it guaranteed to go up? Will it be that company that goes up? Maybe there'll be a new solar company that comes out. You just don't know. If I'm be like, hey, I own all this stuff in this company, I'm going to sell like everything, and like the price is going to plummet. So make sure you sell now before I do this, okay? It's insider trading. Did you guys watch, what's that movie with Jim Carrey? No, he got in trouble for, like, he was like the spokesperson for like this company, and like the company like tanked, and like he had no idea when they put him on air. Oh my gosh, him and his wife ended up robbing people.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's that movie called? Fun with Dick and Jane. That was it. Fun with Dick and Jane. If you guys never seen that, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, because people, the head honcho in that one, he knew it was going to do that, so he pulled all his stuff out before the company tanked, and he still made a ton of money, but everybody underneath him lost everything. Yeah, Fun with Dick and Jane. Maybe we should watch that. Feed that in. It's a good movie. Maybe. If we have some time, maybe we'll watch that one, because it does talk about the insider trading stuff. I've never seen that. I've never seen that one. All right, number 7. Grandpa left his 3 grandchildren 8,750 shares of Apple in his will. The grandchildren sold all the shares at a price of $190.30 on Friday. The closing price of Apple on Thursday was $187.83. How did this trade appear on the stock ticker? Well, you know Apple, AAPL, right? How many shares? Very nice. 8.75K. How did she do that? She moved the decimal 3 spots because there's 3 zeros. Or in essence, you're taking this and you're dividing it by 1,000. Because a number over here is always going to be written with a K, an M, or a B, whatever, depending on how many shares you're having. So 8.75, we just divided that by 1,000 to put it in terms of K. All right, at, how much did they sell it at? $190.30. Did you guys notice this is one time if you don't put a dollar sign, you're okay? Yeah, yeah, you don't have to put dollar signs in the ticker. Now, was that up or down from the day before? That is up. How much? 247? I'm trusting your math there. How much of what? What's that? Yeah, see, again, no. How we doing? We good? Hard stuff today, right? Number 8. Express 0.15M shares traded using the K symbol. So what's 0.15M? That's million. So first we're going to have to take this to a million. So we would multiply by 1 million. Or move the decimal how many spots? 6. It's 150,000, right? Make sure I did my math right. So this is the actual number of shares. Now, if I want to switch that to K, what do I do with that number? Move the decimal 3 or divide by 1,000. So take that, divide by 1,000. That'll switch that into K, which would be 150K. So if they give it to you with one notation like a K, an M, or a B and want you to switch it to another one, find the original, what its actual value is, and then move the decimal accordingly. All right, I know we went kind of quick today. Are we doing okay? Questions? All right, I'm going to give you guys the rest of the time to work on homework and or project. You should be through step 3 completed.